Kennedy is up next, followed by Senator Broughton. And for the record, for people who came late, we actually have a third witness who happens to not be visible because he's with us electronically, but it's Mark Carney, who was the former chief of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Litterman, how long have you been studying climate change and possible solutions?
Studying, well, you know, I was the head of risk management at Goldman Sachs. I didn't worry too much about climate change at that time.
If you would, Doc.
How many years? Let's say 15.
All right, how about you, Dr. Holtz-Eakin?
About 25.
Okay. Dr. Litterman, how much will it cost to make the United States of America carbon neutral by 2050?
I don't know, sir.
So you're advocating we do these things, but you don't know the ultimate cost?
Yes, absolutely. I certainly don't know the ultimate cost, and it's very uncertain. It depends on innovations. It depends on.
I understand. I'm just trying to lay a foundation here to understand your expert testimony. Dr. Holtz-Eakin, do you know how much it will cost to make the United States of America carbon neutral by 2050?
Depends how you do it. If we do it all in the federal budget with directed things, it'll be
Public
super
and private
expensive.
dollars.
Sorry?
Public and private dollars. It's ultimately private dollars anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So how much?
You're going to look at $50 trillion.
$50 trillion. Yeah. Okay, thank you. If we make the United States of America carbon neutral by 2050 by spending $50 trillion, which you're advocating, I gather.
No.
Okay. Then strike that last part. I'm wrong. You're not advocating. You're advocating something.
If you're going to do something, do something smart. That's what I advocated.
Okay. If we spend $50 trillion to make the United States of America carbon neutral by 2050, how much will that lower world temperatures?
I can't answer that because we don't know what China and India and the rest of the globe has done.
Okay. Have you heard anybody from the Biden administration say how much it will lower world temperatures?
No.
Does anybody know how much it will lower world temperatures? No?
No one can know for sure.
Okay. Dr. Litterman.
Yes.
If we spend $50 trillion, or however much it takes, to make the United States carbon neutral by 2050, how much will it lower world temperatures?
Senator, that depends on the rest of the world. We have to work with the rest of the world. We're in this together.
Well,
it's one world.
Senator John Kennedy just took climate experts to task in one of the most jaw-dropping Senate exchanges we've seen this year. From trillion-dollar questions to straight-up Easter Bunny analogies, you've got to see it to believe it. Let's break down what happened when Kennedy asked the question no one seemed ready to answer. The stage was set, a high-stakes climate change hearing with financial and climate heavyweights, Dr. Lederman, former Goldman Sachs risk expert, Dr. Holtz-Eakin, an economist with 25 years under his belt, and Mark Carney, former central bank chief of both Canada and the UK, joining remotely. And then came the question, what would it actually cost to make America carbon neutral by 2050? When pressed for a figure, neither expert could give a hard number until Dr. Holtz-Eakin tentatively floated $150 trillion. Yes, you heard that right. But here's where it got tense. Kennedy didn't just want the price tag, he wanted the return on investment. Namely, how much would this whopping figure actually reduce global temperatures? And here's where things got foggy. Expert after expert sidestepped the actual impact, pointing to China, India, and global cooperation as wildcards. Kennedy's frustration grew. If China and India don't follow suit, he asked, how much impact can the U.S. really make, even with a $50 trillion investment?
No?
No one can know for sure.
Okay. Dr. Litterman.
Yes.
If we spend $50 trillion, or however much it takes, to make the United States carbon neutral by 2050, how much will it lower world temperatures.
Senator, that depends on the rest of the world. We have to work with the rest of the world. We're in this together.
Well,
it's
what
one
if-
world.
what if-
We can't
what
build
if-
a wall around the United States and say,
what if we spend $50 trillion, Europe cooperates, most Western democracies cooperate, but India and China don't? How much will our $50 trillion lower world temperature?
we're in this together. Senator, we
How
have to
much
get
will-
the world to
do you-
work together.
How much, I get that.
Okay.
How much will it lower world temperatures?
If China and India do not help,
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. Dr. Litterman, do you believe, based on your observation, you seem to be a very intelligent, well-informed man, based on your observation of Mr. Xi Jinping, that Mr. Xi Jinping will ever do anything that is inconsistent with China's best interests in the name of global climate change?
I understand that China has a federal carbon tax.
Okay. Yeah, but faced with a policy, okay, where China does something that's not in its best interest, but it does it because it's in the global best interest. Do you think President Xi would do that?
I think that President Xi understands that we have to work together to address this global problem. Yes, I do.
One thing's for sure, Senator Kennedy doesn't pull punches. Whether you think he's asking the right questions or grandstanding, this hearing lit a fire under a very expensive debate. Smash that like button and subscribe if you want more unfiltered moments from DC, and let me know in the comments, was Kennedy out of line or spot on?